All right. We'll call the meeting to order at 5:33. Thank you everyone for joining us. First item is always minutes from last meeting. Any comments on those?
No.
Seeing none, do we have a motion to accept?
I'll move.
Peggy, or Tim, then Peggy, you get the second on this one. All in favor of accepting? Aye.
Aye.
Wonderful. Why don't we go ahead and just relatively quick comments. If Cindy and Wendy, if you have anything to contribute. Wendy, why don't you go first if you got something quick?
Okay. Thank you for, this is a Westmount thing that arrived at my door for underneath my door to prevent the landscapers from blowing stuff into the building. But the good news is so far they seem to have gotten the message and the buildings aren't being blasted as much, or they're not being blasted, but we'll see because now they're leaves that are more leaves, but the present from Westmount was lovely and it's working well. And then I just, the driveway work was done very efficiently once everyone figured out what was going on. The crew was very good and accommodating that way. But just a heads up that the cracks, the rest of the cracks should really be filled, because just water gets in and causes all this problem, and it was quite an ordeal to choreograph how they were patching everything that needed to be patched, since we couldn't do the whole thing. So filling the cracks, because there are a bunch of cracks above on the curve going up to phase 2 that just over the winter and the next few years are going to just undermine everything again.
Hey everyone,
And,
Sure. So with that,
Clear Valley's running a sale on.
Pardon?
Sorry. So Amy, I mean, if you just double check and Ann, just until Amy gets back on. I think she's still off, but if you want to just make sure that we do a double check under the caliber of the rest of the driveway, the stuff we haven't done, because it is good to get it sealed, especially or filled the cracks before the winter comes.
Okay.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. And just in case with the new, the whole idea of the gas has just, to me, seems like a big financial thing not to repeat again, to retrofit anything for gas, because as you guys well know, there have been just one thing after another. And certainly undermining the driveway has not been a good thing either. And anyway, that's it. Thank you.
What's the problem with gas?
But it looks good now. Pardon?
What's with the gas?
No, I just with the Avalon purchase, that if they don't have gas, it's not I'm not recommending retrofitting it.
Yeah, you'd only do, I mean, we set up
Okay.
the project to be ready to receive gas, and the propane is not a good choice and option, and it just kind of is what it is. And again, you make the best choices you can when you can.
Yeah.
And for the long haul, again, like if we had stayed with electric, then this year everyone would have been screwed with electric, because it's Eversource has been given a lot of mandates by by Hartford that caused a lot of other issues.
But in terms of heat, the gas is of no use if we don't have electricity. So I know it's all expensive. It'll all get, and then we have water to worry about later. But those are my comments, I think. Thank you.
Thank you. Cindy, anything?
Wendy, just FYI, I lived at Avalon for 15 years. They have gas. We used Hocon and Eversource over there.
Oh, but that's Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Hocon is up propane.
Yes, that's what we had. We had Hocon propane.
yeah, but not gas like we have here now.
Oh, well, I don't know the difference between Hocon and whoever I have. Eversource. Is Amy back on?
No, I'm not. I'm here. I'm here. You hear me?
Oh, yeah. Well, I just have, Amy's been working on a project for me, so it's not a community thing. It's a, apartment thing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Want to move to management report? Or Fran, Amy, good to start. And sorry.
Yeah.
And
I'm just gonna have to.
good start.
I'll be able to do it. That's fine.
Okay.
No worries. I was trying to get it over. It's a little bit big, so I probably have to condense it first before I send it. Okay. Because it was a little hard for me to get it to do that. Okay. So, let me get back in here. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. All right. So, so like usual, we have our few apartments that are vacant. We're working on them. We got bamboozled by 2 people. So for original person that was moving into 223 decided at the last minute that she was going elsewhere because she did not have any transportation. So she was gonna stay in the Stanford area. She waited till the last minute to tell us when we were gonna get the next inspection done from Section 8. Then I had the other apartment for 412. Although the apartment isn't completely ready yet, we still have a little touch-ups to do there. But it would have been the same thing, a Section 8 apartment as well, voucher, but she didn't pass it because she had too much criminal background. Misdemeanors. So more than 3 misdemeanors, you're not welcomed here. All right, so that was that. 431, we're still working on. There's a lot of work. It was left with a lot of wear and tear on that apartment. It was a big family in there. So we're still working on that. And there's a lot of things that we need to get done in there. They're still working on it, but in the meantime, and the reason why that hasn't gotten completed yet in the repairs of it all, we've been dealing with asphalt. We're dealing with inspections of Section 8 apartments, getting them prepared and ready for inspection, as well as we were, completing everything else that needed to get done. With it being on site for the generator installation of the clubhouse meter, that meter was done. The asphalt repairs during that time as well. So we're back on track for getting that apartment going. The guys have been prepping both apartments, and now they just need to finish them out. They should be finished before the 1st. So God willing, and then I'm transferring 222 to one of the apartments, as well as we're thinking about, I have a handicapped person right now that is asking to be transferred from a townhouse that she has to go all the way up the stairs. I just got it from her trustees that are keeping her trust, is asking for her transfer. And she's been here a year then. She will have been here a year. I'm thinking we're gonna have to do that for her because she's unable to get her surgery at this time. So she's not gonna be able to stay in that apartment that way. It's the stairs going up. She's like hunchback, so she's disabled in that sense that she can't climb up and down, so she's crawling up and down the stairs. So we're gonna probably have to put her into one of the apartments, like 223 or something like that.
So what are we talking about for vacancies? These are 223 and 412 are both 1 bedroom?
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, you said a family was there. Is that a 3-bedroom?
Yes.
Is there a wait list?
And yeah, they're on that wait list. That's why they're a transfer tenant. Mm-hmm. They're a tenant that already lives here that will be going into that apartment. They've been waiting on the wait list for that.
For the 3-bedroom? Okay.
Yes, and then 222 is a 2-bedroom, which we don't have yet. That would be the next person coming in from outside, and I have the applicant for that.
Okay, so and then the single person, the person who needs accommodation would probably be going into 223?
Yes.
Because there's an elevator?
Yes,
Okay.
Exactly.
And then so 412 is the one that's still open?
No, 412, I have a Section 8 applicant that's coming in with her paperwork.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
that-
basically, we're full.
we are going to be full. It's just a matter of those hiccups that came in there. And that happens on us on a regular basis, I think, because I've been through this before. I should know better, but you know, sometimes you just don't know until you know. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. But other than
And
that,
we-
everything else is good.
And with the tenant, with the accommodation, we take care of the move, don't we? Or do we?
No, her trustees are gonna take care of it all.
Okay,
Trustees are gonna take care of it all. They are going to pay for movers. They will pay for everything. Mhm. That's because they want it done for her too as well. And at the time when she needed accommodations to get an apartment here, it was through DSS
okay,
that we got her the apartment, and she just took whatever she can get because she was being displaced from a home in New Canaan that was being sold because her partner had passed, but she didn't have any rights.
Okay.
So now she's here, she has a trustee, and the trustee is willing to pay for her move and everything, just so we can accommodate her and making sure she gets into the right place, which is perfectly fine.
okay, good. All right, thank you.
Right? Thank you. And then, okay, so we have our usual stuff. We'll be having our extermination November 7th and 8th coming up next month. Sprinkler system inspections from MJ Daily. The next inspections are going to be November 29th. We continue to do our repairs for our inspections as we go along as needed and ordering the supplies accordingly as needed. Spectrum MOR was completed. All has been completed, and yay, we did wonderful. So that's done and over with, thank God. Okay. Silent Watchman, I just got the modem. I had them come out to see our systems, and we would just need to get the new modem. We got that today in the mail, and I'm gonna be putting that up so we don't have any more problems with the fob system or any of the cameras coming and going in and out. So we should be up and going and doing well with that. And then that's basically it.
I have a
Everything
question.
on that.
Amy, the sprinklers, do they come to every apartment on the
No,
sprinklers?
no, not at this time, not at this time. We don't have to go to apartments in the high-rise buildings. They do that from outside. They have a system that works on the outside of the building, on the inside, but outside of the building to check with that. That's the flow test they do.
Okay,
But on the townhouses, they have particular townhouses that they have to go into because the flow tests are in the house.
I see. Okay, thank you.
That's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's a Wendy note, right,
Yes,
Amy?
Exactly.
Amy, I just wanted to, just because before you go away, you might mention some of the things that you were talking with Peggy before the meeting was recorded, about the upcoming meetings, probably with New Canaan Cares or something. Would you
Oh, yeah,
like
well,
to do that so it's recorded so people who aren't on the call
sure.
now could hear it?
Not a
Whatever you
problem.
have,
Yep, no problem. So
that would be nice.
our Narcan meeting that we had with the both parties of 25 and 20 went well. We also had the parent that this situation had happened to came on board and came to the meeting. She cried a little. She thanked us for having this and making us knowledgeable. She didn't understand what was going on. She didn't understand the process of what was happening with her son. And now she understood it better. And now she understands that, you know, God forbid, like her younger son, she's worried about him. So we also got her connected with the hub, which has a connect program for people that lose people to fentanyl. So she's connected with them, and they're going to be able to help her and her son get like some type of help and assistance as well for this family, meaning, you know, any mental help that they may need or understandings of things better, and somewhere where they can go and be able to let loose, you know, like let things go and, you know, get some assistance with that in that family. We also had DSS here, which was really nice because they were happy to be here and they were happy to get the training as well. We had 2 people from the school board here as well. We had a pastor and we had a few other people here that, you know, from our community as well as our tenants. And everybody was asking because Narcan said, they said in the meeting that, you know, continue to do CPR. Then you had tenants saying, oh, well, we don't know, I don't know how to do CPR. Maybe we should do a CPR class. And I said, all right, we'll look into getting that done here too. We can see what we can get done and we'll make it happen. I mean, what do you want to have happen? You want to know anything else? And New Canaan Cares said, we'll look over other things and see what other things that we might want to bring to our communities to make them aware of, as well as try to see if we could get CPR training here as well. You know, like do 2 sessions here again, doing that as well. So that would be something in the near future for us, we're going to try to get done, but we know we're gonna have another Narcan class in December, towards the end of December, as well as I know Canaan Parish is also going to have it done on their campus as well, but I don't know if they're doing it at the end of December or they're going to be doing it in January. But we're more than welcome to participate over there if anybody missed it here, because we did have a few families that had to work late and they were calling, telling me that they weren't going to be able to make it. So we said, we'll have another session and hopefully you'll make it then. We'll give them a heads up and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Did I miss anything else?
Just that, and,
Where,
that-
but 29th of November is the day after Thanksgiving. So I don't know if that's going to be problematic for you.
No, for the sprinkler system inspection,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with you. It wouldn't affect you.
Right. That's good. All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Yep.
So, and just the other thing about, Officer Vartuli, changing
yeah.
her position, so we'll have a new,
Yeah, we're gonna
police
have a new person.
person.
They haven't decided on the liaison yet. That's still in the workings. We made various selection suggestions because we have a few people that we do like. We did want someone that, you know, would be down to earth with our, you know, with our people here and understanding and having an open ear that lives in the community as well, that understands this community. So there was a officer, I forget his name, Bicer or something like that. He is also from Bridgeport. He came from Bridgeport community over there, so he's a little bit different. His communication style, I liked it. I got to meet him the other day. We made a suggestion of him as well, but as well, Louise was here when we were talking. So yeah. So so Officer Vartuli will saying as of January 1st, she'll be working with the East School. She's going to be East School's resource person, and she will no longer be available to work here. But she said she's willing to, if we reach out to her and we need something, she'll be willing to help us get whatever we need.
thank you. She's going to South School though. But
East
anyway,
School.
thank you for all that information to be recorded. That was, so hopefully other people will get the information.
Good. To get on with the meeting, I have a question, Amy. I noticed in your report, you mentioned that the gas project is not complete. I thought the only thing we were waiting for was the community room.
We got the meter. We just got the meter and that was what it was installed, but now we have to wait for Special K to come out apparently. They have to
Wow,
do their
thought that
part.
was
So
all
now it's
done.
in your ball. It's back on their ball, you know, their ball game again with Niall and everything. And they know it, they know just as much as we know because Lindsay, the one that was handling that, sent the emails to them as well. So I was on the email as well because she had asked me what time would be a great time for him to come. And then I spoke with her about it and I was here when she came as well.
So but the other buildings were all complete, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
So now Special K needs to come out and do their part.
Special
And
K?
Yeah, I think it's Special K. That's who's been working on it. That was the person.
It's Super K.
Super K, Special K, well, whatever they are.
Well, they're not
Special.
super
Not
anymore.
unless they communicate with me, so they're not that special. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, I didn't remember their name. Like I know it was something K. That was what it was.
Not
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what's next on the agenda?
The financials, is there any questions? They're tracking positively
Yes.
collections and cash on hand is increasing. Go ahead, Bernie.
I have a question. Every report for the longest time, we have unapplied numbers. We have information that's not complete that has to be written in. Are you still having trouble with Boston Post? Then maybe you should get
Yes.
somebody else. I think it's enough of this.
We're in the middle of a transition to what's called affordable housing. So we're slowly migrating everything over. We're in a review stage of reviewing, making sure that all the buildings are there, all the units are there, everything is matching up, all the funding programs are there. So we're in the middle of a big review, and Rick, Alec, and I have taken on this review process, which is taking us a little bit of time, but we are in the process of moving over, which we can
So
have a
when
lot
do you
more.
project that will be complete?
I don't know the timeline. It's taking a lot longer than we anticipated. I thought we were going to be live by now. It's just the review process and finding a lot of errors. And when we find the errors, some of them we have to change in Boston Post. And so we've been getting the teams to update that. Like, it's taken over 2 months to do certain things, like the 830G was presenting a limit. And we were hitting a wall and being able to change tenants' rent because the 830G information was wrong and they needed to change it on their end. So it's been a lot of back and forth, but we're making progress and making strides towards getting this transition done. So
Okay,
I'm
so-
optimistic it will happen. It's just happening a little bit.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
Perhaps in our
yeah.
perhaps in our lifetime.
And it will. I'm confident in that much. And then the other nice thing about the product is that there'll be a little bit more control on what we can do autonomously. So we won't need to get.
What is the product called?
It's called affordable housing. It is an MRI product.
Okay. Thanks for the answers.
Okay, of course. So in regards to the cash flows for each of the properties, as I was mentioning, everything is trending in a great direction. So we like to see that. But if in your review, if you were seeing something that was a number that was jumping up at you, I can certainly get more detail. I just need to ask Fran to pull the reports and get the GL to get the detail. But in general, I was really excited to see that there's no big red alarms that are going off that I'm feeling uncomfortable with. Most of the things, we can explain and, happen on all properties. So I think we're doing well. We're also getting into budget season. So I would anticipate by next meeting or prior to next meeting, you guys will see a draft for the 2025 budget coming forward so that you have an opportunity to review that, because we'll need to we don't need to submit that to CHFA. Some properties we have to submit it to CHFA ahead of time, but we have to submit it to you, and we would like to do that before the start of the new year. So that's just something to be on the lookout for.
Do you have escalation rates on utilities and stuff built in, or do we have any kind of?
Usually
any
I
kind of
do. I haven't seen a lot of them in terms of percentage yet. I also haven't been diving in really deep yet either. So that's something that I wait for the books to close, towards the 15th, 20th of the month. And then I'll start sort of tweaking and tooling around with that. But I'll let you know if I hear anything. I know that they're saying it's up.
Yeah, and it's also with, the conversion to gas over the course of the year. So the numbers, projecting out into the next year when we're going to be gas heat, as opposed to partial heat and partial propane and partial whatever, so once we're
yeah.
So
all right, so yeah, and then Bernie, this month we also remembered the work order report. Yay.
Everybody,
The work order reports are loaded as well.
it froze up.
All right.
Scott, I have a question for Scott. Hey, Scott.
Yes.
with the Avalon purchase, I don't know if this question should be directed to you, but if are we able to get on the wait list there if we want to move there?
There's still some more stuff to come out on Avalon, and the deal is not done yet.
Uh-huh,
Avalon will end up, the affordability levels will be different than Canaan Parish and Millport.
uh-huh.
So as that stuff comes out under AMI versus SMI and what each of the units are and how that plays, and there'll only be 20 units over at 21 units over at Avalon to begin with. So, you know, that'll change over the next year. So it's, there will be opportunities. Anyone's able to do that. It's not like the day of a transaction, something has to happen. We have about a year in order to make conversions that we need to make.
When you say 2021, what does that mean? 20, we have 20 and 21 apartments. What do you mean?
So there'll be 21 apartments that will be subject to some level of affordability, and that is likely to be.
Okay, that's just like when I was living there. It's the same.
Exactly.
Oh, gotcha,
Exactly.
gotcha. Yeah, we were on market value, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can probably tell you which apartments they are.
Well, it's we'll be converting over, and it'll be interesting to watch all of that play out, and we'll know more over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, I was just curious. I mean, I would hate to leave Amy because Amy's terrific, but I just wanted to know. All right, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Sounds good. All right, so any other questions for management or? All right, seeing none, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it, and thanks for having stuff.
Oh, Scott,
Yes.
on the agenda, that was posted, it seems like the Avalon is discussed before the executive session. So could we listen in to whatever that was?
Yes, there's not going to be a whole ton of stuff discussed, but yes, you may listen in.
All right.
Excuse me, I lost my internet, so I just came back. I have a question for Ann.
Sure.
We're supposed to get a report on, we keep hearing about hiring a consulting firm to assess the maintenance required on the property site-wise. We're supposed to get a report at this meeting. Did anything happen?
Are you talking about De Silva? We have all the policies and all the HOTMA changes. Is that what you're referring to?
No. We're talking about the physical structure of the property. Rick was hiring a consulting firm to review that.
I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. So let me just circle back with him on that.
Oh, and
I know there were discussions. Are you talking about a capital needs assessment?
Right,
Okay.
maintenance, yeah.
yes. Mhm.
Always bring us up to date by email. We don't have to wait until the next meeting.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna actually just see if I can. I know he's in another meeting, but I'm gonna send him a message to see if he can respond to that.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Are we going to discuss tonight, the rent increase?
I'm not prepared to do that right yet. That would be part of the budgeting.
All right, I just wanted to know, I wasn't sure myself, but I have research that I'm doing right now for February 1st, and I need the numbers in order
Okay.
for me to proceed. Thank you.
Yeah, so there was also another rule that came down from Connecticut that it's no longer a 30-day, it's a 45-day, so long as tenants are providing us the information timely that we need to provide back 45 days for notice of rent change. So that's another reason why Amy is also asking. So that might be a decision that we'll need to make in advance of approval of the budget. So that might be an email to look out for as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna have another rent increase because we had an 8%, then a 3%, and now my Social Security doesn't even cover rent increases, the cost of living adjustment.
We haven't even gotten that yet. That
Yeah.
hasn't even that haven't even hit the system.
Right, so-
And I was waiting for that. Normally we wait based on that, which will come out on October 10th.
Tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah,
or
tomorrow.
10th, 11th, or 12th. It'll come out because I've been researching it and seeing what the number was so that I could throw it back at Rick and show him what we're getting. But we haven't gotten the finalization on that from from the Social Security Administration for the new COLA. So that's how it's based on for us as well. So
Okay.
know
They're-
that yet. So
I know
once
that they're
you'll know.
projecting 2.5% tomorrow. No, I know, but the 3% was over what we got over what we got. We got, I think, 2.8 last year. And then the year before, I think it was 8. I can't remember. And it fought,
You didn't get 8. You did not get 8. You guys got 3%, and the legacy tenants got 5%. I have everything in writing here.
no. The 8% was the year before, the prior
Yes,
year.
exactly, the prior
Yeah.
year.
That's what I was referring to. The 8, then the 3. Yeah.
And Cindy, just for frame of reference on that, we made a mistake, right, going into COVID, that we had a year where we
Did not
due to our
charge.
forecast, we didn't have to raise rents and we chose not to raise rents.
Right.
And that, of course, caught us, it bit us because sure enough, costs ended up expanding and catching us from behind. And then we ended up having to get back up toward essentially what what the limits are that we're allowed to charge. And so it's tough, but the reality is what we're seeing inside of the, what it costs to run the project it continues to increase at steady rates and rather alarming ones.
Mhm.
But of course, we're just basically governed, and we obviously will not charge any more than what we're allowed to. And it's our intention to keep them as low as we can while still making sure that we keep the project truly viable.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, I'm just kind of surprised. I didn't know this was yearly that we got yearly.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for management?
Just really quick, I got a text back from Rick saying that he'll email it around.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. So now back to our agenda. And so are we now up to the Avalon? I'm sorry, I don't have the actual agenda one in front of me.
Yeah, the next thing is the amended resolution, which is very simple because the NCN up the ante, and that's all we have to do is vote on the amendment. The amended
the
version
amendment-
of the resolution. I
And
sent out
essentially-
copies to everybody.
And apologies that my filing system is broken under the Avalon deal where I have well over 2,500 separate emails on Avalon.
I can imagine that.
That's a few.
It's
Just a little.
it kind of it breaks the system.
Basically, they're moving up the amount to 4 million.
Correct. So New Canaan Neighbors has boosted up to $4 million. The resolution just allows us to go ahead and accept that for $4 million. Is there any discussion on that?
So, none whatsoever.
None
So
whatsoever.
seeing none, then we'll go ahead and is there a motion to pass this resolution?
I'll move to pass the resolution.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Awesome. Great. Let me do I can do a tiny bit of a public update under Avalon, but again, we're still bound by a real estate, we're under real estate transaction. Things are moving forward. We're very hopeful. We'll be doing pricing soon, and hopefully things will reach ahead here sometime in the next about 2 weeks. So that's pretty much all I can hit on publicly. Hopefully hit some more in a minute.
Yeah, so as I get phone calls, I could tell them they need to wait. We do not have any availabilities as of yet. That's what I've been getting. I'm getting bombarded with phone calls here, Scott. I don't have no answers for these people. And that's exactly what I tell them. I said, we don't know. We don't have any information as of yet. Please call us back next month. Please
Yeah.
call us back next month.
I think they can look and nothing's going to happen very fast over there for a lot of units. That's the only thing you can pass along. It'll be a slow conversion, and it will be an AMI basis, not a SMI basis.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, that makes a big difference too.
Yeah. it
But
does.
Scott, all the units will eventually be affordable units.
It's a long way away before we'll know
Yeah,
that. It's
I'm
but the odds are for most mixed rate type projects where you have market and affordable, a 40-60 mix, so 40% affordable, 60% market is typically what that mix is. But we're years, probably even a decade away from even needing to contemplate what that would be.
Right, right. So you're going to keep the swimming pool in the gym.
Only for board usage.
No way.
Just kidding
No
for anyone
way.
who's listening. Just
Along
kidding.
with our parking spaces.
That's right.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Pool
All right, well,
party
thank-
next year. No.
All right. Well, thank you, Westmount, and you
Thanks,
guys can sign off. And then I think we need to vote to go to executive session for a couple minutes just to talk under a couple of business items.
All right,
And
I'm dismissing the members of the public.
Okay,
thank you,
thank you
Cindy.
very
Thank you, Randy.
much.
Thanks,
Thanks.
thanks, Scott. Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good luck with
guys.
those emails.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Amy, send the recording of the child playing at some
Yes,
point.
I will.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I gotta just break it down.
One quick thing that we did want to also mention is we received Myra's resignation letter. Pretty surprising. She's not been with us for very long, but she has decided to pursue other endeavors. We have a couple candidates, well, at least one that we're going to be speaking with, I think soon, Alec, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay,
The other,
so
there were two people for the Oak Grove spot, and so one of them got the Oak Grove spot, but we'll reach out to the other candidate to see if they're interested.
yeah, so I mean, it came down to those two candidates. So long as she hasn't found someplace else or is for some reason thinking that New Canaan versus Norwalk, there's a big travel distance or some other thing, she might be a good candidate or a good fit. We want the team to meet her as well. So we have somebody in the pipeline, and I have a couple other candidates that I'm going to be looking up and sending over to be reviewed. So that was something that we wanted to let you know.
Damn.
I wasn't sure if it was, if I should be bringing that up in public comments or.
No, I think that's probably, personnel issues, I think are able to be
Yeah.
executive session.
Absolutely.
And again, I looked over the AR report, and again, it looks like you guys have gotten that into reasonable shape on stuff, and it doesn't, I don't know if there's any individual tenant issues we ought to discuss either.
No.
Amy, is there anybody, I mean, they're mostly are the frequent flyers and some of the people that have vacated. Now, again, I think we've talked about this before, the people that have vacated that we're trying to get the collections on, but we're writing off, right? Is that what the decision was on that?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I asked clearly before I start writing off certain things. It will clean up our AR report, but you'll see it showing up in the cash flows as
And
actual.
just a quick question. Just a quick question. Should the meeting being recorded right now?
It's not,
Okay.
is it?
Yes. it
Bernie,
is.
didn't you
Yeah.
stop recording?
Oh, wait.
I think it is. So
No, it's still
Okay,
recording.
hold on.
Oh, so
Thank you, Alec.
I actually lost my connection, so I thought
because
I
I
forgot to shut
actually
it when I got back on.
And I think, and for the personnel issues, it's not, I think it's okay that it's mentioned but I'm glad we stopped before the individuals.
Why is it not letting me hit the button? The button doesn't show up.
is Amy the owner?
Just bear with me a moment because another screen popped up. Okay. Somehow a new screen popped up when I reconnected, and it's not letting me. Damn it.
We didn't get a second notice about being recorded, so I guess maybe you
Oh,
never
so
stopped the recording.
What I see here is that
No, I only get requests to start recording, so it says recording on top of my screen,
It says,
Mhm.
but I
same with
don't
me.
have the shut off button.
I believe Bernie, when you left, it made Amy the host, and I think Amy might be able to turn it off.
Oh, okay, where do I shut that off then? Let me know.
I have
Should
no
be
idea.
on the lower right where it says more, click on the button and you should say recording. And you click off.
Hold on, okay, wait,
Or
record, okay. Stop recording, thank you, you're done.